Shut up about your stupid pills, old man. You'll get them when I feel like it.
Nobody saw it happen except the security camera that hadn't worked in 6 months. At least that's what the staff at Metobrook Senior Living told families. The camera worked perfectly. The owner just didn't want anyone seeing what really happened inside those walls. Robert Chen had survived the Chosin Reservoir in 1950, where temperatures dropped to 35 below zero. He'd watched friends freeze to death. He'd earned a Silver Star for carrying 3 wounded men to safety under enemy fire. Now at 89, he couldn't defend himself against a nurse who weighed 120 pounds. Please,
my heart medication.
Robert whispered.
I need it.
My heart medication.
What
I
you
need
need
it.
is to learn respect.
What you need is to learn respect, Nurse Tracy Morrison sneered. She was 28 years old and treated elderly veterans like they were trash. Robert wasn't her only victim. Down the hall, Vietnam veteran William Drake sat in his wheelchair, unchanged for 6 hours. His call button had been disconnected 3 days ago. In room 112, Purple Heart recipient Samuel Torres hadn't been bathed in a week. His bed sores were infected, but the staff claimed they didn't have time for proper care. Metobrook Senior Living charged families $8,000 per month. The veterans inside got prison-level care while owner Patricia Hendricks drove a Mercedes and took vacations in Europe. The families didn't know. The veterans were too scared or too confused to tell them. Staff threatened to make things worse if anyone complained. The system was perfect until someone made a mistake. Tracy Morrison posted a video on her private Instagram. It showed her mocking Robert Chen while he begged for his medication. She captioned it, "Dealing with annoying patients, LOL," and set it to private. But Tracy's younger sister saw it. And her boyfriend was a prospect for the Hells Angels. Tommy Prospect Martinez showed the video to his sponsor, a man called Reaper. Within an hour, every Hells Angel in a 3-state area had seen it. Within 2 hours, they knew everything about Metobrook Senior Living. The president of the Northern California chapter was a man named Gunner. His father had died in a VA hospital from neglect. This video brought back every nightmare. "Church meeting," Gunner announced. Now. 30 Hells Angels gathered in their clubhouse. The video played on a large screen. Grown men with tears in their eyes watching an 89-year-old war hero being abused. "That's Robert Chen," said a biker named Doc. "I know him. He was my grandfather's squad leader in Korea." "How fast can we move?" Gunner asked. "We need to be smart about this," Reaper cautioned. "If we go in hot, they'll call cops and nothing changes." Then we go in cold, said a woman biker
Legal.
named Phoenix.
Documented.
Legal. Documented. By the book. Phoenix was a lawyer who rode with the Angels on weekends. She knew exactly how to destroy Metobrook without throwing a single punch. "What's the plan?" Gunner asked. "We need someone inside," Phoenix explained. "Someone they'll never suspect."
If you believe bikers are good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support.
That's how Margaret Maggie Rodriguez went undercover. She was 54, a retired Army nurse, and nobody would ever guess she rode with the Hells Angels. Maggie applied for a nursing position at Metobrook. Her resume was impeccable. She was hired within 3 days. "Remember," Phoenix briefed her, "document everything. Photos, videos, witness statements. We need evidence that will stand up in court." Maggie's first day at Metobrook confirmed their worst fears. The place was worse than the video showed. Medications routinely withheld or given to the wrong patients. Food budgeted at $3 per resident per day, while the budget claimed $15. Cleaning supplies watered down to save money. Medical equipment broken and never repaired. But the worst was the systematic abuse. Staff members had a game where they'd hide call buttons and time how long residents would cry for help. Tracy Morrison was the ringleader, but she had accomplices. 5 nurses and 3 orderlies who treated veterans like animals. Maggie met Robert Chen on her second day. He was sitting in his wheelchair by a window, staring at nothing. "Mr. Chen?" Maggie said gently. "I'm Maggie, the new nurse." Robert looked up with eyes that had seen too much suffering.
I'm real.
"Are you real, or am I dreaming again?" "I'm real," Maggie promised, "and I'm going to help you." "They all say that," Robert whispered. "Then they turn mean." Maggie knelt beside his wheelchair. "Mr. Chen, I know you served in Korea. Chosin Reservoir, right?" Robert's eyes focused. "How did you know?" "My uncle was there too." 7th Marines. He told me stories. Robert's hand shook as he reached for hers. Your uncle made it home? He did, and he never forgot his brothers who didn't. Maggie squeezed his hand gently. I promise you, Mr. Chen, things are about to change. Over the next 2 weeks, Maggie documented everything. Her phone had a hidden camera in her name tag. She recorded Tracy Morrison stealing pain medication meant for residents, recorded staff laughing about William Drake sitting in his own waste, recorded the director telling employees to falsify medical records. She befriended the veterans, learned their stories. Robert Chen at Chosin, William Drake at Khe Sanh, Samuel Torres in Fallujah, James Patterson at Normandy Beach, the oldest resident at 98. Each one a hero, each one being tortured in their final years. On day 15, Maggie sent everything to Phoenix. We have enough, Phoenix confirmed. Time to move. The Hells Angels didn't raid Metobrook. They did something far more effective. They organized. On a Tuesday morning, 50 Hells Angels motorcycles pulled up to Metobrook Senior Living, but they didn't enter. They just parked and sat on their bikes, silent, watching. Inside, Patricia Hendricks panicked. Call the police. Tell them we're being threatened. The police arrived and talked to Gunnar. We're just sitting here, Gunnar explained calmly. On public property. Perfectly legal. What do you want? The officer asked. Justice for veterans, Gunnar said simply. By noon, news crews arrived. Hells Angels at nursing home became breaking news. That's when Phoenix made her move. She walked into Metobrook with a briefcase and 2 state inspectors. Patricia Hendricks, Phoenix announced. You're being served with a lawsuit and your facility is under immediate state investigation. You can't do this, Patricia protested. Actually, we can, said Inspector Morrison, no relation to Tracy. We've received credible allegations of elder abuse. Phoenix opened her briefcase. I have 2 weeks of documented evidence, video, photos, and witness statements. She handed over a tablet showing the compilation. Tracy Morrison hitting Robert Chen, staff stealing medication, residents left in filth, financial fraud. The inspectors' faces went white. This facility is hereby placed under emergency supervision, Inspector Morrison announced. All residents will be evaluated immediately. This is a setup, Patricia screamed. Those bikers are criminals. Those bikers are veterans, Phoenix corrected, and they did more to protect these elderly heroes than you ever did. The state inspection took 6 hours. They found violations in every department, health code breaches, safety hazards, financial irregularities, 12 residents with untreated medical conditions. By evening, Metobrook Senior Living had its license suspended. Patricia Hendricks was arrested for fraud and elder abuse. Tracy Morrison and 4 other staff members were arrested for assault and theft. The news coverage was extensive. Video of Robert Chen being slapped aired on every channel with his permission. The public was outraged. But the Hells Angels weren't done. These veterans need somewhere to go, Gunnar said. We're not letting the state shuffle them around. Phoenix made calls. Within 24 hours, 17 veterans had been placed in quality care facilities. Families who'd trusted Metobrook were horrified and grateful. The Hells Angels paid moving costs for families who couldn't afford it. Robert Chen was moved to a VA facility with a waiting list, but Gunnar made some calls. When you have brothers across the country, doors open. Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this?
Robert asked Gunnar as they transported him.
My father was
a Marine in Vietnam, Gunnar explained. He died in a place like Metobrook. I couldn't save him. He looked at Robert. But I can save you. William Drake went to live with his daughter who hadn't known how bad things were. The staff said he was fine, she cried. They lied to me. They lied to everyone, Phoenix said. That's why we document everything. Samuel Torres was placed in a facility that specialized in veteran care. His bedsores healed within 3 weeks with proper treatment. James Patterson, the 98-year-old Normandy veteran, became an honorary Hells Angel. They gave him a vest with patches marking his service. He wore it proudly in his new facility. The trial took 6 months. Patricia Hendricks faced 47 counts of fraud, elder abuse, and criminal neglect. Tracy Morrison faced 23 counts of assault and theft. The evidence was overwhelming. Maggie testified for 3 hours about what she'd witnessed. Her hidden camera footage played in court. Jurors cried watching it. These men fought for our freedom, the prosecutor stated, and Patricia Hendricks tortured them for profit. Patricia got 15 years in prison, Tracy got 8 years. 4 other staff members got 3 to 5 years each. But more importantly, the case sparked a statewide investigation. 43 other nursing homes were found to have similar violations. New laws were passed requiring surprise inspections and mandatory cameras in common areas. The Hells Angels started a program called Guardian Angels. Members volunteer to visit veteran care facilities unannounced. They talk to residents, check conditions, report problems. In the first year, they exposed 6 more abusive facilities and helped relocate 73 veterans. Robert Chen lived 3 more years in dignity and comfort. He died peacefully in his sleep with family and Hells Angels at his bedside. At his funeral, Gunnar gave the eulogy. Robert Chen survived the frozen hell of Chosin Reservoir. He shouldn't have had to survive the hell of Metobrook. 200 Hells Angels attended. They formed an honor guard as Robert's casket was carried to his grave. He was a hero twice, Gunnar continued. Once in war, and once in peace when he survived long enough for us to find him. The headstone reads, Robert Chen, Silver Star, Korean War veteran, protected by angels. William Drake recovered and now speaks at veteran events about nursing home abuse. He's become an advocate for better elder care. Samuel Torres wrote a book about his experience. All proceeds go to veteran care facilities that meet strict standards. James Patterson lived to 101. He died with his Hells Angels vest on, surrounded by bikers who'd become family. Maggie Rodriguez left nursing and now works full-time for Guardian Angels. She trains other undercover volunteers how to spot abuse. The system failed these veterans, she says in speeches, but the brotherhood didn't. Tracy Morrison served her time and was released. She lives in another state under a different name. Nobody forgets what she did. Patricia Hendricks is still in prison. She's tried appeals, but the evidence is too overwhelming. Every Hells Angels chapter now has a veteran outreach program. They partner with the VA. They inspect facilities. They transport veterans to appointments. They show up for those who have no one else. People think we're criminals, Gunnar told a news reporter. Maybe some of us made mistakes, but we know what honor means. He gestured to a group of elderly veterans at a memorial service. These men wrote the definition of honor. The least we can do is make sure their final years reflect that. The reporter asked why bikers care so much about veterans. Gunnar's answer was simple. Because they're our fathers, our uncles, our brothers. Because they gave everything and deserve everything in return. He paused, looking at Robert Chen's photo, and because nobody else was protecting them. The Hells Angels still ride to Metobrook's location. The building was demolished and replaced with a veteran memorial park. Every Memorial Day, hundreds of bikers gather there. They read names of veterans who died in neglectful care. They vow to never let it happen again. The memorial has a bronze statue of a biker kneeling beside an elderly veteran in a wheelchair. The plaque reads, "When the system failed, the Brotherhood answered." That's what happened when the Hells Angels found out about Metobrook. They didn't just expose abuse. They created a movement. They reminded America that veterans deserve dignity until their final breath. And they proved that sometimes the most dangerous-looking people are exactly the protectors we need.
If you believe bikers are good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support.